So I feel like I'm actually getting into the groove of things. So I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe because I'm really having fun and I can't wait for y'all to see everything that is coming up on Letters to 30. If you're new here, I'm Nick, and pretty much all of you guys are new here because this is probably going to be my second video, and this one I really love because it's all about starting the week with me. This episode is purely about me being the type A, always needing to write things down and a little obsessive about it over the years, but I've been able to confine it and really create a system. It's really about creating systems that work. And I have a really busy life, as we all do. But it's really important for me to be able to get all of my thoughts out at the start of the week and have a plan to be successful and to avoid burnout. Taking care of ourselves from the inside out. But for real, it's so important. So this is what works for me and how I'm able to just stay chill, calm, collected all through the week and through the weekend, because I know that when I get to the start of that week, it's gonna be good because I already have my system. But before we get into it, this is how I really start my day. This kombucha for all my gut health girlies. This is not the best for sugar, but it is really, really good for probiotics. And this, I can't really get into all of it right now because this isn't the point of this episode. So I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but just know kombucha, I have some gut health conditions that I've had to regulate over the years. And in order to start my day, I have to make sure that I'm feeding into myself, feeding into my body, my spirit, my soul. And with that is kombucha. Doctors have told me that I should make it all organic, natural at home, but it is a process. So for now, I stick to this one. It's the Trilogy in the Synergy brand. Love this. So that's what I'm going to start off, pouring a cup of this, because the first thing I do before I really get into like my productivity, I gotta be careful because last time I opened this, it literally sizzled all out. But the first step in productivity really is doing something to feed into yourself. So usually for my first hour of the morning, I'm doing this. Just doing things that I want to do to make me happy. If that means putting on a podcast, if that means putting on, this is about how much I drink in a day because it is a acquired taste, but just doing something that, makes me smile. And that is kombucha right now. It changes, so you'll see that change. So that's my first thing I would say. When it comes down to how I start my week to avoid burnout, it is starting off the week, the first hour of each day, really, but especially that day one, starting it off with something you enjoy. So cheers. Okay, so let's get into it. So I am a writing girl. I write things down, and that's what works for me. So you have to find your system. But in this video, I'm going to give a few different things, and you can choose what you do. You do not have to do all of these things, but this is what works for me. These are the systems that I've built at the start of my week. So let's start out. I have a little list right here in my notebook, so bear with me. So my first most important thing that I do in the start of the week is my clipboard. I love my clipboard. So what I do, I just brain dump. I literally brain dump everything that I have to do for the week. And it's all things with my job. It's all things with my personal life. It's all things with finances. It's all things with now YouTube, all things with social, bills, a hodgepodge of stuff. If I was going to call a friend, all the things. My brain works in a way where it all just needs to be out. It all needs to be put out there. And seeing it written out, you see this list. This is pretty crazy. But it just feels so good to see it out. And then literally as I go through the week and I have 7 days to complete this, I check them off. And I'm very intentional about, seeing those checks and just kind of feeling like, okay, I've gotten one step closer to feeling, like I've gotten everything off of my plate. So I start with that. And I love my clipboard because it just makes me feel like a boss. Boss energy. You get this on Amazon, get this anywhere, dollar store. Then from there, I have my planner. So once again, you don't have to do all these things. But once I have laid out everything that I know that I need to do, then I take it to my planner. Shout out to Barnes and Nobles. At the beginning of the year, they have fall sales. So we went there and I fill this out. So this is because I am a visual person. I literally, this is this week, I'll go through and I'll take things that I know are mandatory meetings that I have or gym days that I know I'm going to have, and I put them on here. So not to-do list items, but more of like times that I know that I will have to be on a call or be somewhere that is not just kind of like free time to work or to expend that energy, somewhere else. So I have these great little markers that, this is not something that I look to literally every day, but it's just a nice archival thing, it's something about writing it down and remembering it that I love. So another kind of paper thing visualization that I do, and this is one of those ideas for me, is work-life balance, where I'm able to get everything out of my head, not just career job goals and job to-dos and tasks, but also everything, the foods that I'm eating. If I need to go to the grocery store, what items I have to pick up, just all those things. And with that also comes my handy dandy, and I think I got this from like Ross or something, or Target, probably Target years ago. But this is my handy dandy like day of gym, my workout calendar. And this is, I put up in my guest bedroom. This is my office. But I really break down my fitness goals here. So I have my rest day, Sunday, today, going to the gym. That's why I'm dressed in my gym top, focusing on glutes. And, I'm a runner. We'll talk about that some. But I am going to go outdoors. This just holds me accountable, really. And I have my yoga and rest days in here. So I love this because you can hang it up. It's cute. It's chic. And you also just, it's a good visualization technique. And I think with productivity, it's really important to visualize and see what you have and to kind of like treat yourself to staying consistent. So I love that. Another big spiritual thing for me, it's not just the task, but it's also the spiritual getting into the mindset for the week. So emotionally, I am, in therapy. Thank God for my therapist. She's amazing. So I do reflect on therapy at the top of each week, just kind of where I am mentally. But to stay in that mindset even more, I just bought this journal. So this is something like an everyday thing, but I just started this today. So this is a devotional. Shout out to my bestie, Bria. I bought this book on Amazon. It's by Marshawn Evans Daniels, and it's a really great devotional about believing bigger. So I recommend this to anyone who's looking to get deeper with their faith, and it's very simple passages and things that are relatable, especially to the everyday woman. Just so you know what today's passage was, it was John chapter 13, verse 7, and it says, Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." And I just found that was very powerful. Marshawn goes on to say, God is more concerned with our trust than our talent, more committed to our character than our career, and more interested in obedience than sacrifice. So I felt like that was very powerful. And that passage, that question I had to answer was, what might God be trying to teach you in the process, and trusting his timing? So love this. Really great way to start the week. If you aren't able to do this every day, at least you do this every once a week. And that way you're able to kind of get that spiritual vitamin. Another physical thing that I do before I move on to my digital productivity hacks, my digital hacks, this bad boy, career affirmations. So I got this a while ago. This was about 5 years ago that I got this, but it's all about becoming the woman of my dreams. So these are affirmation cards, and I used to use them a lot when I lived in New York. They were great. But now what I do is at the start of each week, I have an affirmation that I focus in on, and I pin it on my wall. So if there's anyone here who loves affirmations, I suggest these cards. I hope that they still exist. I'm going to add a link if they do in my um, comment section or whatever, the caption, because these are great. These are career affirmation cards. They're about like 50 right here, but let's see what happens. Let's see what we get today. I always start the week with this because it's just important to be mindful, pin it up, and to visualize your life. See? She goes in every time. Like, look at this. Yes. So this says, I proactively communicate my needs and goals to make sure I hold others accountable. Yeah, she ate with this. So now we're going to move on to the digital stuff, right? So this is the digital way that I start my week. So first off, I live and die by my Google Calendar. I'm gonna just show y'all. I'm gonna just give y'all the receipts because. So I'm just gonna scroll through. So y'all probably can't see it all, but just take a look at how this, yeah. So, oh, what month was this? Oh my God. Oh my God. October. You see October? Do y'all see October? Yeah. So basically, I use Google Calendar, and it is my safe haven. It's my safe space. I love her. We go together real bad, like for real. And I just have a color coded system. It works for me. And I probably should do another video on Google Calendar. Let me know if y'all are interested. A lot of people say it's overwhelming, but for me, I thrive in it. It works for me. And I really don't know how people do life without using it. Like, seriously, I have color coded things. Orange is work things. Purple is when I'm traveling. Green is for personal things, creative things. Pink is for my doctor's appointments and appointments in general. Yellow is fun. Gray is for bills. It's serious. It's so serious. But when I tell you at the start of the week, I go in after I do all of those physical things, and I go into my Google Calendar and just lay out what I might have to put in. Sometimes I'll put in my fitness things, but I'm pretty much on track with knowing those. But everything that I've written down, I make sure that they translate on my Google Calendar or on my Trello. So Trello, let's welcome in the baddie Trello, like for real. Trello, it works hand in hand with Google Calendar for me. Like sometimes I think Trello might be in first place. So if y'all don't know what Trello it is, you just need to go ahead and download it like right now, like on your phone. You can put it on your computer, on just the internet browser. It's so simple, but essentially it's a project management system. And you can separate into different tabs, like the different buckets of your life, and just keep up with action items that you know you have to do, or things that are coming up that are like right now tasks, that are long-term tasks. And you're able to go in and check them and delete them off the list. And it's a really great way to just know what you got going on. Like, it's a way to simplify the process. Like, why keep it all in your head when you can literally organize your thoughts and buckets and make sure it works for you? Like, always make sure it works for you. The way that I'm organizing it all really might not work for everybody, but just knowing that there are these systems in place where you're not overwhelmed by all of the things as a media travel baddie in your 30s living your best life. You can't be overwhelmed with trying to figure out what it is you have to do. You just need to see it to believe it. Yeah. So Trello is my girl. And another thing that I would say, especially right now, it's so important to stay in tune with the news. So while I'm doing all these things, I'm either vibing with a very much like Frank Ocean, Janae Aiko, Neo Soul, playlist, or I have on the news, the live news, where I'm just knowing what's going on in the world and I'm staying informed. Obviously, it helps with my job, but just as a human being, just kind of staying informed is really important. Don't let them fool you now. News is here and it's living and it's thriving. But yeah, when I have my workday going on, my first day of the week, I have Google Calendar open. I have my work email, my Google email. I have my Google Calendar if I didn't say that already, my Trello if I didn't say that already. But those are the tabs that I keep open. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to this. And I'm just excited that we're giving these tips. We're focusing on living our best lives. So let's do it together and create these systems where, we can tell our friends, tell our loved ones, this is what has helped us. Let's share this knowledge with people for real. So this is the affirmation of the week before I let y'all go. I welcome the transformations that are taking place, trusting that they will get me to where I need to go. This is Letters to 30. And as always, wherever you're watching, I love y'all, like for real. Bye-bye.